Good morning, good morning. Come on into the room. Come on into the room. Yes. Good morning, good morning. It's Queen Fitness here. I'm back out here on the pavement again. It's Tuesday morning and I'm grinding. 6:38. I'm out here at my local park. Ooh, it feel good out here too. It feel good. Welcome into the room. It's Queen Fitness. I'm out here for Transformation Tuesday. I'm working on my mind, my soul, and my physical body. I'm out here for another 2-mile walk. I want to just talk to some folks. Come on in the room. Let's talk about where the transformation started. Y'all know what I'm saying? Your transformation gonna start. Thank you for liking the live. Welcome into the room. Transformation gonna start in your head. So many times we be worried about transforming our bodies, but you got to get your mind right first. The Bible says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he, or so shall he become. So mentally, you got to get, before you can ever start to see any kind of results on the surface, mentally, you got to get yourself all the way together. You got to have a well made up mind that where you are is not going to be where you're going to stay. So I'm working on my mindset. I'm working on dealing with old thought patterns, dealing with root issues, so that I can get to the place where I can see the growth and the advancement that I desire to see. I'm inviting people to come along this journey. This is an accountability live. I'm out here talking about some real things. So many times we deal with the surface. We want to look at, our aesthetics and what we see and how we getting there. But you got to deal with your thoughts, those things that do not serve you, those old paradigms, those old habits that mentally block you from being able to reach your full potential. At the end of the day, if you want to really change, you want to really grow, you want to really heal, you got to put a game plan together. Mentally, you got to get your head in the game. So I'm working every day to get to become a better version of myself and deal with all the thoughts that want to hunt me from my past, old habits that want to try to come back. You got to be willing to face those things. If you want to transform yourself, you got to be willing to ask yourself the hard questions and be willing to be honest with yourself about where you are. Good morning. Blessings to you as well. I'm out here working on myself, but I'm encouraging other people to get up. Do your soul work. Do what you need to do to transform. You can't expect for it to just happen. It's gonna require, amen. It's gonna require some effort on your behalf, and you're gonna have to be real with yourself about how you got to the condition that you're in. Everybody may not be on a weight loss journey, but still, you can still transform mentally, whether it's dealing with emotional damage or whether it's dealing with a business. You want to improve your business perspective. It's still ways to transform, even if it's not just centered around weight loss. Thank you for your daily heart me. I appreciate you. But mentally, it got to be some work done. You're going to have to be willing to really sit down and analyze where you are and be real with yourself about how you got to the condition that you at. If you missed the mark, repent for the mistakes that you made and make the necessary adjustments. Stop justifying. So many times we make excuses. Oh, well, we blame everybody else and we want to but that ain't serving you. It ain't served you to try to cast the blame on somebody else about your condition. Right, you got to repent for your part. Some people had some impact on your life up until this point, but you got to be you had ultimate final say. The ball was really in your court, and you could choose to disconnect. You could choose to change environments. You could have chose to, hey, listen, I hear what you're saying, but I ain't gonna accept that, but you didn't make no boundaries. You didn't stand up for you. So you gotta repent for not even protecting yourself. We gotta take accountability for our part. I can't do nothing about who abandoned me, who wasn't there, who didn't support, who didn't do. I can't do nothing about their stuff. All I can do is say, hey, you know, if I gave you more access to me than you should have been, thank you for your daily heart me. If I gave you more access to me than you should have been entitled to, I got to take accountability for that. Man, listen, it's a changing of the guards got to take place. You got to safeguard your own heart. You got to get in a place where you got to say, you know what, I'm doing a deep dive, an analysis of all these people that I've been having in close proximity to me. Is they really supporting me? Are they really serving me? Are they really helping me? Or are they hindering me? And then when you start to begin, I don't care who it is, when you begin to see that sometimes these toxic relationships, some of that stuff got to go. If you want to transform, if you want old habits to die, if you want to be able to grow, some of them folk got to go. And you got to be okay with it. You have to be to a place where you made up in your mind that, hey, sometimes, you know what, I'm going to choose me. I'm going to choose to protect me. I'm going to choose to do what's best for me. And sometimes that means disconnecting. Sometimes that means some people got to go. Some relationships, they toxic, and you know they toxic, and you need to cut them off. Because it's about preserving your life. It's about truly transforming and growing and reaching your full potential. So we're talking about real things, right? So many times people don't want to talk about what's real. They want to skip past that kind of stuff because it costs you something, right? But the truth of the matter is, we ain't got time to play. We ain't got time to play with our lives. We ain't got time to play with the roles and the accountability that we're supposed to be having in other people's lives. So if you're not willing to take a real hard look in the mirror and be honest with yourself, thank you for the gift, I appreciate you, and be honest with yourself about where you are and about how to get to the place that you desire to get to, you're never going to reach your full potential. I'm telling you, God been dealing with me so heavily about taking life seriously and about being honest about the things, the mess that I made. See, I can't blame nobody else for the state that I allowed myself to get into. I got to stand up in the paint and be honest with myself about procrastination, about being slothful, about just, thinking that, oh, well, we made the mistake of thinking we got so much time. Oh, man, I put it off. But you know what? Time is of the essence. You got to realize, and if you really pay attention to what's going on in the spirit realm, you'll understand it's an emergency. We're in a critical position. We ain't got time to be distracted and played lulled to sleep by the enemy. No, we got to be really on our P's and Q's and ready to stand up against the injustices and the things that are not right, so that we can be able to, and I ain't talking about this political stuff that they do. I don't eat feeding in the neck. I'm talking about standing up in the realm of the spirit. I'm talking about really making a difference. I'm talking about combating things from that level. Being in a position where you're really recognizing we cannot be ignorant of the devices of the enemy. Obesity is a device of the enemy, but we so comfortable with it. We so thinking that, oh, well, yeah, it's okay. It ain't as bad as being intoxicated, or it ain't as bad as, but it's still bad. It still affects you. It still hinders you from being able to do the stuff that you need to do. And because gluttony is socially acceptable, and it ain't really, it's promoted. Really, if we really look at it, all of these advertisements and these subliminal messages encourages it. So we think, okay, well, I'm good. It's all right if I have twice the much as I'm supposed to eat when I sit down and eat, because they serve it like that. They'll sell it that much, and it's okay. It ain't okay. It's not okay. And you're wondering why you're sluggish. You wondering why you don't have the ability. And when the time is critical, you can't even move because you got the itis, as they say. You don't ate too much. You sleep. No, come on, man. It's time out for that. It's time to really be real about the condition that you allowed yourself to get in, about the choices that you're making, about the things that the junk that you put it in your body. And then you're wondering why disease set up in your body. Because of all the junk. You ain't giving your body nothing. When we understand what food is for, it's supposed to fuel your body. But you ain't giving your body nothing to even gain no energy from, because everything that we consume is junk. It ain't got no nutritional value. No nutritional value at all. Everything artificial. Everything. And how you think you're going to survive like that? How do you really think you're going to change your condition when you filling yourself up with junk? What you consuming is what's going to become. You're going to produce fruit behind what you're consuming. And at the end of the day, we're talking about transforming. We're changing our mindset. We're dealing with our heart. We're dealing with the condition of even the condition of our life, our mental state, even the relationships. It's a lot of things that got to be addressed. You want change, you got to be realistic and honest with yourself about your condition. You got to be in a place where you're really take constructive criticism. Ain't nothing on here intended to be insulting or attack anybody. Truth of the matter is, God dealing with me, and I'm just sharing it with other people. Maybe you might be in the same place, and God might be trying to deal with you too. I ain't trying to attack nobody, because charity start at home and spread abroad. He dealing with my heart. He dealing with my condition to help me get myself together. Thank you for the daily heart me. Welcome into the room, helping me get myself together, helping me realize, some things could have been prevented had I been realistic, had I been honest with myself, had I been taking accountability for my own actions. Some things could have been avoided. Some of these things that I'm fighting to come back from, I wouldn't even have to be dealing with. But because I just did what I wanted, I ate what I wanted, I ignored the signs, now I'm in a position where I'm fighting an uphill battle. I'm fighting an uphill battle, but the truth of the matter is, I'm not fighting I'm not fighting a losing battle. It's an uphill battle. Good morning. It's an uphill battle, but it's not a losing battle. And so that for me, I know it give me reason to be, I'm not even worried about it. Yeah, it's uphill. The hill might be steep, but it ain't impossible. It ain't a battle that I can't win. And so since I know that I'm in a battle, it might be uphill, it may be a little steep in this season, but I do know that I have the capability and the knowledge and the forethought to win it. I'm just gonna keep fighting. Because at the end of the day, it starts with me. Change starts with me. If I want change, I can't look to nobody else to do it. I can't blame the world around it. I gotta start dealing with the woman in the mirror. So that's what I'm dealing with. I'm up this morning before I go to work, on the pavement, working on me and dealing with my heart and my mind, and then encouraging other people to come on. Let's make the necessary adjustments. Let's deal with what we need to deal with. Not, ain't we trying to sweep around nobody else's front door. It's personal. It's me against me. I'm dealing with my own heart. I'm working on me. And I'm inviting you guys to come along. And I'm going to share tips with you that I learned along the way. I am not a professional. Don't come in here trying to think you looking at no doctor, because I ain't no doctor. I ain't even no trainer. I'm just working on me. I'm encouraging other people to get up and do the same. I understand that to whom much is given, much is required. And if you want to change your condition, then you're going to have to change your position. You're going to have to get up off that couch. You want to change your condition? You're going to have to change your position. You're going to have to get up off that couch. You're going to have to move your body. You're going to have to change your thought patterns. Every time you feel like you want to go back to the old mindset, you're going to have to be willing to address it. You're going to have to be willing to be realistic with yourself and tell yourself, be honest with yourself about how you got yourself in this position. But we can do this. We can fix it. I can change my mindset. I can deal with what's going on in my heart. The truth of the matter is, Many things could be prevented, but we choose to neglect the very access that we have. Preventative maintenance is so important. You don't, right now, if you're not battling diseases like hypertension and diabetes and high cholesterol, well then that's good. You do the things that you need to do to maintain, to keep those things from setting up in your body. If you are already dealing with those type of conditions, then we got to make some adjustments with your diet. We got to make some adjustments with your physical activity so that you can reverse the condition that you're in. Know this. I know Big Pharma try to make you guys think that, oh, well, you're going to be on medicine for the rest of your life. You got to do this. That had about a sugar last weekend, and that's it. They try to tell you, they try to make you think, oh, well, it's going to be forever. No, it don't have to be forever. No, you just got to change your mindset. You're going to have to make the adjustments to your diet. You're going to have to get the physical activity in. You're going to have to adjust how you got in the condition that you're in. You can improve your state, and you can eliminate a lot of those products that they trying to sell you every month by simply being willing to change the dietary intake, be willing to adjust your physical activities and lose some weight and get rid of some of that stuff. You can get rid of that stuff. They gave it to you because of the lack of discipline. You got in that place because of the poor dietary choices you made. And be okay with eating served food. Right. You got to be okay with eating served food again. You got to learn how to eat to live, not live to eat. We've been taught by society, oh, we got to use food to celebrate and do all that stuff. But the truth of the matter is, food is designed to fuel your body. And when you understand the purpose of it and you use it appropriately, then it'll help sustain your body and you're not left with an excess baggage. Good morning, sis. Welcome in. Thank you for getting your daily heart me. When you understand the benefits and the purpose of food and you use it appropriately, then you're getting the impact of the energy, but you won't be left with the excessive fat and all the other stuff that come from a poor diet. But when we choosing to live to eat and all we doing is all day eating a bunch of junk, then you find yourself in a position where you're left with the aftermath of excessive weight and health conditions that don't serve you. But we're transforming, and it's got to start with your mind. It's got to start with your thoughts about food and your behavior, your thoughts about even the physical activities. And mentally you got to safeguard yourself, and you're going to have to be in a place where you're going to say, hey, listen, I'm shifting my mindset. I'm getting out of this place. I know where I'm at right now, but my mind is made up. This is not my final destination. I'm not going to stay in this place. I'm ready to do the work. Roll up your sleeves. Show up for you. Be willing to, I know it's uncomfortable. I know sometimes your muscles going to be sore. I know not everybody going to get it. That's okay. Because at the end of the day, you're choosing you. It's okay to choose you. It's okay to make a decision for yourself to be healthy, to be whole, to be able to, you can't serve nobody else. Thank you for your daily heart me. I appreciate you. You can't serve anybody else. If you're neglecting yourself, you got to take care of you. You're going to have to be willing to say, hey, listen, I love me enough that I'm going to get up and I'm going to do the hard things. Yes, my flesh is uncomfortable. Yes, my flesh wanted to stay in the bed longer this morning. Yes, I could have came up with a million reasons why I should be getting myself ready for working. I should be doing this and I should be doing that. But the truth of the matter is, I'm choosing to set aside time to invest in me, to make my body, condition my body, to get control of my flesh so that my spirit man can have a good place to rest in me, a healthy place to be housed in. Our flesh, our bodies is a temple of the Lord, and we got to give him a clean vessel for him to dwell in. But how you going to get to that place if all you doing is filling your spirit, filling your flesh with junk and sitting here contaminating your spirit by listening to filth and watching junk? Then how you think you're going to get him a place to dwell? Come on now. It's got to be It's some changes got to be made. If you really want to be a place of refuge, and you really want to be in that place, that healthy place in God, you're going to have to be willing to put in the work. You have to be willing to be honest with yourself about your condition and let the Lord transform you. Bad food does affect your spirit. It does. It affects you. But we don't realize it because, man, we've been eating like that for so long. It's so, we train our palate. We teach our flesh to desire those things, and we don't understand how better we'll feel when we change our diet and we give our body things that is easy to digest. You ain't dealing with no acid reflux and indigestion and bloatedness and all this stuff. The food that you eat and fighting against your body, and you don't realize it. You miserable all the time simply because you're consuming things that are not working for you. It's not processed. It's not coming out of your body like it's supposed to. And you're wondering why your abdomen is distended. You're wondering why you're struggling with seeing all these damage that is being done to your body. Come on, man. Change is possible. It's possible. We just want the easy way out all the time. We want somebody else to wave a magic wand and get us out of the position that we in. But the truth of the matter is, no, some stuff ain't gonna happen like that. Some stuff it's gonna be required for you to make some changes and address the condition of your heart and be willing to. If it didn't cost you nothing, you ain't gonna respect it. Thank you for the follow. If it don't cost you nothing, you ain't gonna respect it. I'm just saying, when you get something, think about it. If you give your child a car, they ain't earned nothing. Most likely, that car gonna be junky. It gonna be broke down. It ain't gonna be taken care of at all. But when they sacrifice and they put their money into it, they gonna baby it. Right? We want to take the easy way out and keep the old habits. That part, you saying you want change, but then when somebody else tell you, oh, well, I'll work out with you. Oh, girl, I don't like to work out. I don't like heat. I don't like gnats. Okay. But then at the end of the day, you really don't want change then. You really don't want to fix your condition then. If you don't want to do the work, come on. At the end of the day, when you start to do the work and it start costing you something, you be more cognizant of what you put in your body. You be more attentive to the behavior patterns that you're making, because you understand that there was a price paid to get to this place. You stay in a better place longer when you're doing the work versus, if somebody just go in here and just fix your problem, you never learn the lesson. When somebody else go in there and fix it for you, you ain't gonna learn no lesson from that. But baby, listen, when you out here and every drop of sweat you gotta make, and you understand that, man, y'all, when I really started looking at calories, right? And I started looking at how much it costs. Think about it. I started looking at one Little Debbie. I used to love Little Debbie cakes, y'all. I'm just tell y'all the straight up honest truth. I would go through a box of them things and no problem, till I started looking at how much it cost me to get it off. Right? One Little Debbie cake, 400 and some calories. And then I think about, I got to be on a treadmill a whole hour to burn off one Little Debbie. I said, ooh, that right there, when I could eat a whole salad, my body be fueled, and I actually get nutritional value and get the same amount of calories and not have to worry about it just sitting on me for the same amount of calories. I started looking at that thing. I'm like, we was talking yesterday at the end of the live, and I was talking about how you look at your daily calories as a budget. And you begin, if you're not good at counting calories, maybe you use something like Lose It or MyFitnessPal, which are free apps, to enter in what you're consuming and give you an idea of the structure on how to tell how much calories you got left for the day. So when you start plugging it in, you'll begin to see, well, that's too expensive. I can't have that today. That's too expensive. I can't have that. And then you'll begin to get disciplined. When you start writing down how much you're consuming, and you start really paying attention to the numbers associated with the food that you're taking in and how expensive it is, then you'll be more cognizant and you'll be like, oh no, I don't even want to have that no more. You'll stop going to the restaurants and get them 1,000-calorie sugary coffee drinks that you think it's so good till you really realize, oh man, I done had over half of my daily budget in just a sugary coffee drink, and I ain't had nothing to fuel my body at all. You got a 2,000-calorie budget for the day, and you go and pull up and you get you a frappe, and it's over 1,000 calories for one little drink, and you ain't putting that in your body, and you still, for the rest of the day, you ain't got nothing but 1,000 calories to try to work with. Baby, you'll start making some real conscious decisions. You'll start making some, when you start really thinking about, because see, we mindlessly eat. We don't really even think about what's associated with it or what's in it. It's just, oh, it tastes good. Oh, I just like the way it tastes. But you don't know how much damage it's doing to your kidneys and how much damage it's doing to your abdomen and all that stuff with all the excessive fat. But anyway, I don't get on that soapbox. But just understand that when you really want to transform, you give deep thought to what you're doing and you're paying attention. If you don't make time for your health now, you will be forced to make time for your illness. Like, you better say that. That's so real. It's so real. And unfortunately, by the time that illness set in, it's too late. And now you sitting here, you giving all your money to the doctors and the pharmaceutical companies and all that stuff, when all you had to do was make conscious decisions while you were healthy, while you had use and activity of your limb, while you were clothed in your right mind. You could have used that when you were younger and physically got active and avoided all of that. But even now, even if you're in a place where the disease has set in, you can reverse it simply by making the necessary transformation in your mind, adjusting it and being honest about where you at. So many times we blame things on our genes and our family lineage and all that stuff, when the truth of the matter is, it's poor decisions. It ain't got nothing to do, yeah, your genes play a role in it, but if I looked at my genes, y'all, I have me a whole suitcase of pills that I had to drag around with me every day. But I'm not giving that much credence and that much interest to my genes. I'm realizing that I can make conscious decisions so that don't have to be my story. Yeah, all these diseases is in my family lineage, but I promise you, I ain't taking none of that medication. None of that stuff ain't in. I go to the doctor. They came back, oh, your cholesterol is good, your A1C is good, all of this is good. Why? Because I'm doing what many of them did not do. I'm physically active. I'm making dietary changes. I'm choosing to be aware of what I need to do to protect me so that I don't have to. I do my preventative maintenance. I did my annual exam. I do my mammograms. I go and get what I need to get so that I can be aware of my own condition. I can know my numbers. And when I start to see things trending in the wrong direction, I know how to make the adjustments to back it back down so that don't have to be my story. You have to be willing to make the necessary adjustment so that your condition, you can control your condition. You could change the outlook and what they're predicting about your life by being willing to transform, by being willing to show up and develop. The discipline is developed. It takes time. It's going to take time for you to get to the place where you to gain the discipline with your physical activity. It's developed, but you can do it. It ain't nothing too hard. Ain't nothing too hard for God. Ask him to give you a strategy. Ask him to show you what it is you need to fix. How can you fix your condition? But the only way you're going to be able to fix your condition is being realistic about the condition that you're in. Taking a deep look in the mirror, being honest with yourself about where you are and how you got to the place that you're at, and being willing to say, okay, now I know, we knowing is half the battle. Now I know. A lot of people, oh, I don't want to know. I don't want to know my numbers. I don't want to know my weight. I don't want to know Why? If you, not knowing ain't gonna make it go away, but knowing is half the battle. Now when you know what you up against, now you gotta come up with a game plan. Let's get a strategy. Let's find you a solution to the condition that you're in so that you can fix it. So that you can fix it. You can fix it. You don't have to stay there. Just because that's what they're saying and that's what they're looking at, don't mean you got to stay there. You can fix your condition by being willing to be honest with yourself and make the necessary adjustments, show up for you, put in the work, and watch. One day at a time, one workout at a time, one meal at a time, you could change the whole trajectory of your life. Just being consistent. Consistency is a major component in your health and wellness journey. Being consistent, showing up every day, saying, okay, hey, you know what? I want it bad enough that I'm gonna do the work. I'm gonna keep, you know what? Everybody got to start somewhere. Your starting point is not your final destination. It's just that you're starting. It's the way so what? You might not be where you desire to be at right now. That's okay. Accept it. All right, you know what? I'm here. This is where I'm at, but this is not where I'm staying. I'm being willing to get up and do the work so that I can change my condition. Discipline is developed. It's developed every day. You be willing, get up, put one foot in front of the other, show up, fight for you. Be willing, say, okay, you know what? The experts say it takes 21 days to develop a habit. So give me 21 days. Let's work on one area at a time. When you start to see yourself being successful in that area, then you add something else onto it. And then you add something else onto it for another 21 days. And before you know it, your whole state of mind has changed. Your whole approach on life and the things that you're doing, all of it's changed because you're willing to show up and put in the work and make the necessary adjustments. And no, I don't care. Get tunnel vision when it comes to your life, when it comes to your journey. Don't worry about what nobody else is doing. Focus on you. Invest in you. Be willing to say, hey, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to show up and I'm going to work hard and I'm going to extend to myself grace and I'm going to love on myself and I'm going to be willing to fight for me. You know, we willing to fight so much for everybody else and for all these other causes. When you going to put you in the rotation? When you going to make things be something about you be important? Make it important. Make it be a necessary thing, man. I love me so much that I'm willing to fight. I love me so much that I'm willing to sacrifice sleep. I love me so much that I'm willing to do away with things that are harming me. See, certain things, I just don't eat no more. I'm doing away with things that's harming me. Why? Because I love me that much. I love me enough that I'm willing to make the adjustments and I ain't buying certain things because I understand that they're hurting me versus helping me. So, love you that much. Show up. Be willing to fight. Be willing to say, hey, you know what? I love me enough that I'm even going to disconnect for certain people that I know don't serve me. They every time I leave their presence, I'm left with more heart damage than I started with. I'm left with feelings of abandonment and anger and frustration. So I'm going to love me enough that I'm going to disconnect. Love me enough that I'm going to set some boundaries. Love you enough to say, hey, you know what? All right, you know what? I'm going to draw the line right here now. You done did too much. You done said too much. You done went too far. We going to have to set some boundaries. I gave you too much access, and I'm making enough necessary adjustments so you can know, hey, I love me enough. You ain't going there no more. Now, that was your one. They say you fooled me once. That's shame on you. You get me twice, then that one on me. So, it ain't going to be two times. We ain't going to come back and we ain't going to revisit this because I love me enough that I'm going to speak up for me. I'm going to set the boundaries, and I'm going to let you know, hey, that's it. We gonna cut that off. Love you enough to stand up. Love you enough to say, hey, nah, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. that ain't gonna be beneficial to me, so I can't go there. I can't do this. I understand, I got much respect for you, but I love me, and I'm choosing the wiser decision in this place. I can't do that. I can't say that. Now this conversation ain't serving me, so I'ma choose to bow out gracefully. Why? Because I love me enough. I love me enough that I'ma guard my ears. I'ma guard my eyes. I'ma be mindful of the conversations that I have. I'm going to be mindful of the things that I get myself involved in, because I love me that much. How much do you love you? How much do you love you? Yeah, them little slick jokes and the little funny things that they think they insulting and trying to be comical at the same time. Nah, we ain't with that. Not in my world. We ain't finna be doing that. You ain't finna be slick, insulting me and trying to make it funny at the same time. We ain't finna do that. Nope. I'm gonna have to cut you off right there. Nope. Because I'm transforming. I'm choosing me. I'm setting boundaries, and I'm protecting me. If you're not gonna protect me, I'm gonna protect me even if you choose not to. So you gotta make that. You gotta draw a line in the sand. Some stuff you can't just keep going along with. You can't just keep allowing. At the end of the day, you keep letting them do it, they gonna keep going there. Anybody positivity is what they use to stay in their bad habits. Okay? Right, that part. But you can't justify it. You don't wanna. Nah, the definition of insanity is to keep doing the same thing and think you're gonna get a different result. You keep doing the same thing. Keep laying in your bed. Keep eating snacks. And how you think you're going to change? How you think your condition going to improve? You keep doing that same thing, you ain't going to get no different result. The only thing you're going to get 9 times out of 10 is a worse state than what you in right now. If you keep going and trending in the direction that you're going in. Now, you got to, all right, get up, move. It's time to make the movement. Take yourself in a different direction. Be willing to try something new. Be willing to connect with new people. Be willing to expose yourself to new foods. Don't be closed-minded. It's so many different recipes and so many different things out there that could serve your body, but you just haven't been exposed to it yet. Y'all, I never knew anything about fitness goals and things like that, but I got in a group that was so vibrant and they were so full of life. And I'm talking about 50 and 60-year-old people out there straight running and ruling in the pavement. I'm talking about doing marathons and doing 26-mile bike rides and climbing mountains and doing triathlons and doing all kinds of stuff. And that's because they had found something that they were passionate about, and they set goals, and they was diligent, and they worked on themselves. And I'm talking about 60-year-old ladies able to be in bikini contests. And I ain't talking about just be in it. I'm talking about winning, crushing in the bikini contest, because they out here doing the work. And I'm up here in my 30s looking like somebody's great grandma because I didn't do my work. And I'm looking at them, I'm like, oh my God, like, baby, listen, how I got over here? And I'm looking, these older ladies running circles around me and coming back and helping me through the process because they were doing their work. They were disciplined. They had already developed the discipline. And I'm up here saying, oh God, just get me through this mile. If I could just make it to the finish line, Jesus. Because I'm up here procrastinating and eating junk and laying around and watching TV, being entertained and lulled to sleep, and over here struggling to breathe because of my bad habits, because of me not willing to love me enough to make good decisions. I had to get in an environment. It was a healthy environment because they loved on me. They took the time to support me. It helped me through the transformation process. They didn't bash me for where I was. They remembered what it was like when they started, and they took the time and held up my arms while I was in the process of changing. And so I'm grateful for it. And now I got fitness goals, and now I got desires to help other people But it took somebody else being willing to be real with me, support me, love on me, pour into me, and help me get to that place. And so I'm here, I'm opening up my room, and I'm sharing with other people, because I want to be able to be that place for you, to pour into you, to help you understand that you can change. Good morning. You can change the trajectory of your own life by being willing to show up, by being willing to develop discipline. Discipline is developed. It's developed. It ain't no automatic thing. You got to be willing to get up, put in the work, and show up for you. Sometimes it takes sacrifice. Sometimes it takes being uncomfortable. Sometimes it takes feeling like you on an island all by yourself sometimes, because a lot of people ain't gonna get it. A lot of people may not wanna, they ain't into health and wellness and stuff like that, so they don't want to hear about it. But there are some people who really are passionate about these things, and they're willing to help, they're willing to listen to you, they're willing to encourage you. You just got to keep looking till you find your tribe. I'm over here now. I'm building my own community. My desire is to help encourage other people and teach people how to transform. But not on the surface. We're dealing with our heart. We're transforming from the inside out. Listen, once you get healed, you get whole, all that stuff, weight loss, all that stuff gonna naturally happen. You ain't gotta fight and try to be monitoring no scale and all of that stuff. Listen, that just don't do nothing but stress you out. They ain't gonna do nothing but be counterintuitive when it come down to your journey. Pay attention to your stamina. Pay attention to your confidence. Pay attention to how your clothes fit, how you feel. All those things. Those things is what's matter. Pay attention to your numbers. Is your blood pressure improving? Is your A1C decreasing? Is your cholesterol getting better? When you start seeing those things, those are true indications that you really are transforming. On that surface part, you ain't get where you at overnight. You ain't gonna get out of where you at overnight. It takes time to get that part together. But deal with the heart. Deal with what's going on the inside, and then you'll find yourself in a place where, man, I ain't moved by the number on that scale. I ain't worried about the scale, because I understand it's subject to change in the day. Right, my clothes are getting looser. That's it. My clothes getting looser. I'm breathing better. I'm able to sleep better at night. Man, I can go longer. I can show up and not be sluggish when I go places. I ain't falling asleep everywhere because I got more energy now. Why? Because I'm working on me. Because I'm fueling my body properly. I'm working on my physical activities, and I'm getting my heart together. And now I'm not so stressed out. I'm not so angry. I'm not dealing with low self-esteem and depression anymore. Why? Because I'm healthy. Those are things that you can see. You can see transformation in those areas. And so what? So what about that scale? Nope. We put so much merit in it, so much emphasis on it, and then you find yourself in a place where you defeating the whole purpose. Defeating the whole purpose. Really and truthfully, half of the scales don't even get a full picture. Why? Because you ain't understanding. You ain't doing no full body analysis. You ain't looking at how much water you got. You ain't looking at how much muscle mass you got. You ain't looking at the whole picture. All you're looking at is a number. But if you really want to understand the truth and you really want to be serious about it, then you get you a body analyzer scale and you look at the whole picture. Then sometimes that body analyzer scale might hurt you more than help you, because you begin to see how much fat you really got in your body. But that's going to give you a true depiction of where you are, having a full analysis of your body. But if you're not trying to be no bodybuilder and all that stuff, it ain't necessary to make that kind of investment. But the main thing is dealing with your heart, loving on yourself, dealing with your mindset, making sure that you heal and you grow. We have reached the end of our journey. I'm gonna get ready to go home, get ready for work. But I just want to just come on and just encourage you guys, help you realize that transformation is gonna start in your heart. It's more about your mindset than it is about the physical. Yes, the physical gonna become, and you have to get to a place where the physical is a byproduct, not your primary focus. Understand this: when you get to the place where you're happy, you're at peace, you're emotionally whole, you're mentally in a good place, then it'll be easy for you to show up for yourself on the pavement. It'll be easy for you to make the conscious decision when it comes down to your meals. Addressing, make small subtle changes when it comes down to your diet, and then you'll begin to see eventually you'll see a whole total transformation when it comes down to what you're putting in your body. Don't overwhelm yourself, stress it too much about it. Do like the experts say, take one thing at a time for 21 days. I'm going to focus on this one thing. This is what I'm going to work on for the next 21 days. And as you work on those things, then you'll begin to see yourself coming out of that place, that barren place, that broken place, and you'll begin to see yourself flourishing and growing. But I got to get ready to get off here so I can get to work on time. I hope you guys have an amazing day. I'll be back tomorrow morning. And I see y'all again real soon in these TT streets.